Can you imagine a weapon that returns to the attacker like a boomerang but consists of a gleaming flame? A weapon that evaporates water and envelops the entire planet in water vapor. A weapon that will instantaneously put an enemy army to sleep. A weapon that will create illusions so that the enemy attacks and shoots at something that does not exist. A weapon that is capable of tearing apart an entire planet. A weapon that makes the attacker, together with its technology, quite invisible. A weapon that can be deployed from outer space to burn up entire countries. Can you imagine habitats in space that are so vast that thousands of people can live in them? Habitats with their own gardens, fields, running water, and all kinds of facilities that function according to some anti-gravitation principle and can attain unbelievable speeds of travel. Can you imagine such futuristic things? Perhaps in 1,000 years' time? Well, now, all these things and more have already existed. This we know, if we care to. Where? In ancient Indian literature. For hundreds of years, really since Western powers took over India, we have looked on the ancient Indian traditions with a snooty attitude as something airy-fairy derived from the imagination. Clever scholars have translated the great Indian epics into English and French, always with an arrogant attitude according to which no science exists outside the Western kind. As usual, and I am fed up with writing about it, psychologists and theologians have pounced on the old texts and falsified and twisted just about everything, not out of bad intentions, but out of lack of understanding. The time was not yet ripe. Times have changed. The Indian Sanskrit scholars have awoken from their sleeping beauty sleep and have begun to examine their own epics, Vedas, and ancient texts under a magnifying glass, so to speak. They are looking at them armed with the knowledge of our times. Ever more texts were added, the mountain of information has grown, and the Western experts on Indian studies are meanwhile looking on aghast. In ancient India, they were not creating science fiction stories, not speculating on fabulous weapons or imagining spaceships. All of this was once a reality. We can no longer avoid this realization, and those India experts who still do not understand should leave their teaching positions. Let us start with some simple things. In the Vimanika Shastra, an ancient collection of different texts, the following technologies are described. A type of mirror that can be used to attract or draw in energy. A device that allows a flying vehicle to be enlarged or reduced at will during flight. A device for storing radiating energy. An instrument that can measure the intensity of lightning. An apparatus for prospecting the most diverse natural resources under the surface of the planet, minerals, ores, gold, and so on. A device that can turn bright daylight into darkness. A device that can neutralize wind pressure. A sonic cannon. 12 different types of electricity. An apparatus that can create energy out of nothing. An apparatus that can be used to capture pictures and conversations from enemy flying vehicles. A machine that can tap solar energy. An apparatus to stop the movement of an enemy flying machine. A gadget that can make your own flying vehicle invisible. Crystals that produce energy. An apparatus that repulses chemical and biological substances used as weapons. A protective shield around one's own machine. Several types of metal that repulse heat. Motors for flying machines, the energy for which is derived from quicksilver, mercury. Indescribable alloys that we do not understand yet because the Sanskrit words are untranslatable.